The DS was an amazing handheld console for Nintendo, and a lot of the Mario games on this system are amazing. In this video, I'm going to be ranking every single Mario game on the DS. Heads up, I'm a little sick if I sound a bit off. Now let's get right into the video. Number 16, Yoshi Touch and Go. This game isn't particularly bad, it's just nothing too special. Yoshi Touch and Go is an endless game where you take advantage of the DS's touchscreen and microphone to navigate unique terrain. It's an alright experience. Number 15, Dr. Mario Express. This is technically a DSi game, but I'm going to include it on this list anyway. This game works really well on the DS. There isn't really much added to the whole Dr. Mario experience here, but it's enjoyable as ever. Number 14, Super Princess Peach. I've heard a lot of mixed opinions about this game. Now look, it has its selling points. Some levels have unique obstacles not found in any other Mario game, and Parry the Umbrella adds quite a bit to the experience. Plus, this is one of the only 2D Mario games to have shops. All in all, this game has its fun moments. But we still have to talk about the elephant in the room. The main mechanic of this game revolves around Peach's emotions changing with the tap of a button. Already, I think what I'm about to say is pretty clear. Now, I don't want to make this episode about a big feminist rant, but let's be honest, this isn't exactly the most empowering portrayal of a female protagonist. Nintendo finally had the opportunity to break the cliche of Peach being the damsel in distress and the brave, heroic Mario must save her, and instead show that Peach is just as capable as Mario. And instead, they went with the stereotype that women are over-emotional and made the game about that instead. I'm not here to be oversensitive or try to cancel Nintendo. I'm fully aware it was a different time back then. I'm just saying there was a much better way to go about it. At the end of the day, this game is still just kinda meh and really forgettable anyway, so that's why it's ranked poorly on the list. Number 13, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. We all know the Mario and Sonic series well. A bunch of Olympic minigames starring 2 video game all-stars. People have mixed opinions about the series, but we can all agree that the DS version of each game just isn't the same. When the Wii version of this game exists, what's the point of playing this one? Number 12, Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. Same thing as before, the DS version of this game is a bit more fleshed out than the 2008 one, but the Wii version of this game is still superior. This one's still a decent alternative though. Number 11, Mario Hoops 3-on-3. This is one of the most underrated Mario sports games out there. This game controls entirely using the touchscreen. Now I know what you're thinking, wouldn't the touchscreen controls make a Mario basketball game terrible? No, the touchscreen controls are unbelievably fluid and make the game a million times better. This game is geniusly well crafted and definitely deserves another entry of some kind. And, since this game was made by Square Enix, there's a few Final Fantasy characters sprinkled in, which is really cool. Easily one of the best Mario sports experiences out there. Number 10, Mario Party DS. This is one of my favorite Mario parties, despite it not being talked about very often. The entire game revolves around all the characters being shrunk down in size, which gives this game a lot of personality. The story mode is really fun, each board is incredibly well made, the minigames are super fun and clever, and on top of all that, this game has really cool boss fights. This Mario Party is easily one of the best and most underrated DS Mario games. Number 9, Mario Kart DS. Before the Booster Course Pass, this was my favorite Mario Kart, and how could it not be? This Mario Kart is home to amazing nitro tracks like Waluigi Pinball, Tick-Tock Clock, Airship Fortress, and so many more. The retro tracks are also pretty good considering the simplicity of the Mario Karts that came before. The battle mode is one of the best the series has to offer, with Block Fort and Pike Plaza appearing in the same game. Plus, you can't deny how satisfying snaking is, even if it destroys your thumb. But the main reason why this was my favorite Mario Kart is because of Mission Mode. Mission Mode gives you a series of challenges to complete, including a handful of boss fights. Do I even have to explain why that's amazing? If Mission Mode doesn't return for Mario Kart 9, I'm gonna riot. Mario Kart DS will always hold a very special place in my own heart and the hearts of others. Number 8, Mario vs. Donkey Kong Miniland Mayhem. I get why people prefer the original style of Mario vs. Donkey Kong to this one, but I still find this game incredibly charming. You use the touchscreen to control the environment the mini Marios roam around in an attempt to guide them to unlocking a key door. Each of the levels is very well made and a joy to play through. The boss fights are pretty fun as well. One of the more interesting aspects of this game is the construction zone, which allows you to create and share your own levels. Now that's pretty cool. The freedom this level builder offers you is immaculate and allows you to create amazing puzzles stemming from your own creativity. Number 7. Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 March of the Minis. I don't want to get too into the details of this game since I haven't played much of it, but it's very similar to the first one and is arguably just as fun. Plus, the CGI cutscenes are really good for DS standards. Number 6. Mario vs. Donkey Kong Minis March Again. Again, my knowledge of this entry in the series is a bit more limited, but from the research I've done on it, it seems to be a very similar game to the first two. Obviously, all three of them can be interchanged depending on personal or objective preference. Number 5. Mario & Luigi Partners in Time. The Mario & Luigi series is often adored by fans. I'm so freaking excited for Brothership, and this is one of the best entries in the franchise. Mario & Luigi is an RPG-style series where the turn-based combat and overworld exploration are focused on the cooperation between Mario and Luigi. In Mario & Luigi Partners in Time, Mario and Luigi travel back in time to save Peach and run into the baby versions of themselves. That's pretty much the main details of the story. The gameplay is incredible and makes for a great RPG. Number 4. Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. This game follows pretty much the same mechanics as the last two games in the series, but throws in some Bowser gameplay to spice things up. The player occasionally switches between controlling Mario and Luigi on their adventure inside Bowser, please don't demonetize me, and controlling Bowser roaming around the overworld. Both Mario and Luigi games on the DS are very highly respected as the amazing RPGs they are. Number 3. Yoshi's Island DS. I usually don't rank the Yoshi's Island games too well on these lists, but I always like this one. Instead of just Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, multiple Mario characters take on their baby forms on Yoshi's Adventure. Each baby comes with their own special ability, which really spices up the gameplay. The level design here is superb and is one of the best experiences the DS has to offer. Number 2. New Super Mario Bros. My favorite of the New Super Mario Bros. Games. New Super Mario Bros. Brought back the 2D Mario series in a legendary way, adding many tropes that would stick with the series for a little too long. When most people think of this game, all they can think about is how stale the New Super Mario Bros. Series is, which I think is unfair. It's not this game's fault that the series basically didn't change after this. When I look at this game, I see the triumphant return to the 2D Mario series. I see a game that added a multitude of gameplay mechanics that made this game feel unique. Plus, this is a Koopaling-free game. Sure, the Bowser Jr. fights get boring after like the first one, but the rest of the boss fights are completely original to the game. That's amazing. That's the one thing missing from Mario Wonder. Interesting boss fights. New Super Mario Bros. Will forever be one of the best 2D Mario games ever made. Number 1. Super Mario 64 DS. Already I know that people are going to disagree with this being number 1 on the list. I absolutely agree that the launch title for the DS should not have been a remake of a 3D Mario game where you have to use the D-pad to control your movement. The only alternative is the touchscreen, which only manages to be worse. And the controls aren't fluid at all. I miss my slick N64 controls, I don't want this clunky garbage. But all that said, this is still easily the best Mario game on the DS. We all love Mario 64, right? Aside from the system it's on and the controls, this game is everything Mario 64 was. I get why some people see this as a worse version of the game, especially if you grew up with the N64 version, but this game has lots of extra content. To me, I can look past this game's downsides to see the amazing experience in front of me. I don't get hung up on the mediocre controls and instead focus on the new characters, missions, and boss fights. This game truly shows off the DS's capabilities and is, at least in my opinion, the best Mario game on the DS. Please don't hate me for my take on this game. And that's every Mario game on the DS ranked. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time, but until then, keep being awesome Nintendo fans. Peace out.